Hello and welcome back to my Instant Investigations 2. In the last episode, we finished up or at least I think we finished up the flashback sections for the Inherited Turnabout today, where we returned to the present for the first end section of the case. April 2nd, 2:10 p.m. Zodiac Art Gallery, Fountain Patio. And that's all Uncle Ray knows about the IS-7 incident. So that's what happened in my father's last case, the truth of the IS-7 incident.
What happened at the trial?
In the end, Von Karma defeated us.
Huh? So, you couldn't prove Mr. Master's innocence?
We had gathered plenty of evidence to prove it. But Von Karma was even more despicable than we thought. He was a prosecutor who would do anything for his guilty verdict. That's right, and he really did use any means necessary. Because of this, the trial dragged on for about a year until it finally reached a conclusion. I'll never forget that fateful day when the judgment was passed down. The 28th of December. It's April now, so it's been a little over 17 years. How time flies. 28th of December, 17 years ago. I was watching from the gallery that day. Yes, he was. Before the trial, your old man noticed that Mr. Master was acting strangely. He was at the breaking point, both mentally and physically. He wanted to be found guilty. Oh?
No! Mr. Master didn't fake a confession, did he?
Yeah, that was what Von Karma was aiming for from the start. When your old man tried to expose the fact that the body had not been found, Von Karma used the power of his police cronies to quash that argument. He even went as far as to prepare a fake autopsy report. Jesus Christ. Then they made Mr. Master give a false testimony and confess to being an accomplice. With Mr. Master's confession, the situation quickly became dire. But your old man had a trump card up his sleeve. Was that the trump card he was talking to Detective Bot about? Yeah. That trump card was to be our insurance in case Mr. Master confessed. He had asked Detective Bad, who had Mr. Master's interrogation recorded. Detective Bad
Wanted to know the truth too, huh?
After he was dropped from the investigation, he never stopped caring about the case. Even when he was involved with other large cases, he really was the definition of a true detective. The defense presented the recording, which proved that the confession was forced. Well, it seems the detective in charge of the initial investigation and interrogation, Rip Lacer, took all the blame and was charged and dismissed. Still, at the trial, your old man exposed Von Karma's corruption, and Von Karma received his first penalty from the then chief prosecutor. The only penalty in his 40 years of prosecution, until he was defeated, but you know. However, Mr. Master didn't want a trial to continue any longer, and the curtains closed on the trial that day with the verdict of guilty. My memory of that time is fuzzy, but I was also there, watching my father's final trial, and I think his final regret became my own. Your old man wanted a retrial to prove Master's innocence, but he passed on before he could fulfill his wish, after getting entangled in another case. It breaks my heart even now that I didn't return home with him that day, and what's more, to blind myself from my own worthlessness. Uncle Ray put all of his hatred on you as a traitor for being Von Karma's pupil. I'm sorry. Oh, come on, Ray. Your music is awesome. How could I ever not forgive you? Don't be. It's natural you would hate me. After I became a prosecutor, I was able to get Von Karma to show me the case file. Mr. Master was found guilty for the murder of Isaac Dover. Eh? That's not right. Was Mr. Master found guilty for being an accomplice? But this case file says guilty of murder. There shouldn't be anything unresolved in the cases handled by Manfred Von Karma. Wait, can I take a look at that file? It looks like the charges have been rewritten. What? Look at this. Suspect dated Jeffrey Master 39, creator of the dessert contest. The victim's body was found inside a dessert made by the suspect. This led to his arrest. In jail, he was diagnosed with hypogeusia. I don't even know. And he was treated by medicine. After his own confession, he was convicted as an accomplice to the murder. The charge is accomplice to murder. This is a copy of the original case file I received in the courts. Why would the charge be altered? This file was given to you by Von Karma, right? Maybe he just didn't want you to know the truth, since you're Gregory's son. He would have wanted to avoid another retrial before the statute of limitations ran out after all. So what I had come to believe back then had all been a lie. If you didn't know about it, just make sure you know it from now on. The statute of limitations has long expired, but the truth still sleeps right here. And we are going to find it. After your old man passed away, Uncle Ray took over as Mr. Master Defense Attorney, although Von Karma also had another prosecutor take over the case. Perhaps he thought that since his opponent was a rookie, he didn't even need to turn up. In the end, the real killer was never found, and Mr. Master was found guilty.
No! Is there nothing we can do even now?
Since the killer was never found, he can't withdraw his confession. I found out after the trial that Mr. Master made a deal with Von Karma because Von Karma had threatened him. If you don't confess, Catherine Hall will be held under the same charges.
That's terrible!
I don't think Mr. Master really thought that Kate was the killer, but, I mean, I have my suspicions. So it's at this point, I've ruled out Delicious Cones. It's either going to end up being Catherine Hall or Gustavia, because Gustavia had the perfect motive. And Catherine Hall, I mean, she's in charge of she got so much out of that event. She's the leader of this freaking museum now. So they both have perfect motives to do this. To protect her, he faked a confession. Miles, on the day that Knightley Boy was killed, why do you think Uncle Ray was at the prison?
I see.
You went to see Mr. Master, didn't you? I said I'd visit him every day. I couldn't keep that promise, but I asked Katie Pie to look in on for me when I couldn't. Through rain or snow, she went. Every single day without fail. But nothing has changed, and Mr. Master still serves his punishment.
That's so sad! Isn't there anything we can do?
I'm sure there's gotta be something. That's why I came here. Yeah, there it is! It's been a few episodes since we've heard this. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it has been way too many episodes since we've heard Joking Motive again. Oh, it's so good. So good. Oh my god. So, what are you going to do, Miles? I'm a prosecutor. My position is different from you and my father. Miles. But moving past my position, what I want as Miles Edgeworth is to know the truth of these two cases. It is for that reason that I am here. You really are your father's son. Well then, if that's what you've decided, I'll support you all the way. I better leave the IS-7 documents and evidence with you then. Alright, here are the documents. By the way, the parts in orange are Uncle Ray's old notes. Okay? Good god, this music is so good. I know I haven't been able to say much about it other than just that it's amazing, but I mean, just listen to it. I mean, come on. Oh my god. So good, okay. And now, here's the IS-7 evidence. There's lots, so make sure to look it over while you investigate. I've seen a lot of IS-7 incidents from Mr. Shields. Okay, right. I'll check through it later, or we can check through it now. So, what did we get? We got the photo, the rock salt lamp, the finger marks, the recipe book with the secret Krabby Patty recipe, or the secret Krabby Patty formula. We got your notes. Okay. Statute of limitations ran out on December 24, 3 years ago. Defense attorney, murder weapon, crime scene, time of death. Created the zircon disc, his body was found inside the Zerd. Yeah, we already read this. Eisenhower true identity is the famous French sculptor. Entered the contest cake designer. His body was found in the defendant's room. The cause of death is a blunt trauma to the head. Because the victim's body vanished, there appears to be no autopsy report. Is that the true reason? So, here's a theory. What do you think the odds are that the body we found in the fountain is going to end up being Isaac's body? What do you think? Because it was never found. So what do you reckon the odds are that the body we found in the fountain is gonna be his? Because we haven't identified it yet. So I imagine it would probably have decomposed 17 years later. But if no one else here died, that's left to be my only assumption. Okay, so let's keep moving onward.
Anyway, there are so many strange things about this case.
Indeed. Those involved in the case 18 years ago have reunited, and another incident occurs. Replicas of the statue from 18 years ago were displayed in the Winter Palace, and poison gas was released in the Autumn Palace, which had been disguised as the Winter Palace. The two chemicals in the Pisces case, normalium and fatalium, were mixed, causing an outbreak of poison gas. The victim of the poison gas was Dame Gustavia, a person involved in the IS-7 incident. Because he was unconscious, he received treatment in the Zodiac Art Gallery's infirmary. Finally, the dead body found floating in the fountain. And once again, the ice sculptures have melted. So here's a theory. What do you think the odds are? So, Catherine Hall's been visiting Gustavia every day of the week, or every single day for years, right? Because she feels sorry for him. What do you think the odds are? So my theory now is that if she cares about him that much, that she truly believes he's innocent, but Gustavia was the one who was the true culprit back 18 years ago. Maybe she's the one who set off the poison gas, because she would absolutely have had the authority to be able to set up that poison gas in the room. So maybe she did that to try to seek vengeance on him for ruining Master's life. That might be it, because like she has so much power in this museum. I find it hard to believe she isn't involved in any way. So then she might have done that, which means Gustavia really is the one, based on the evidence, that we found. He probably is the one who actually killed Isaac Dover 18 years ago. It's possible there are still some clues left from 18 years ago.
Right! Let's get started!
Oh, right on cue, you sack of shit.
Just 1 second, it's when you forgot about me.
Oh, believe me, I've forgotten about you a long time ago. We had such a great time investigating this Gregory Edgeworth with young Ray, and now we got old Ray, and we listened to Joking Motive. It was such a good time, and then you just had to waltz on in here and ruin everybody's fun.
Did I tell you that I'm the one in charge of this case?
Oh, believe me, I remember, and I wish I didn't.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, if you intend to continue disrupting Sebastian's investigation, the word guilty will be added to your PIC report.
What does she mean, guilty? Please allow me to assist in your investigation, as before.
I appreciate your proposal, but I'm afraid I must overrule it. That was fast! Even though we're short on hands to identify the victim right now, it's only a matter of time until we figure it out.
In that case, I shall take that load off your shoulders at once. Regarding the identity of the unidentified body, one person comes to mind.
Really? Then tell us.
Very well. It's not just the sculptures that made a comeback from the incident 18 years ago. The body in the fountain is... I'm guessing it's going to end up being one Isaac Dover, who appeared... Here he is. His body was never found. It's likely that the identity of the body is the victim of the murder that occurred here 18 years ago. Isaac Dover. Oh, you're here.
It's Icy's body? Hey, who's that? I've never heard of him. Mr. Isaac Dover, a truly great sculptor. But he was better known as Pure Regret. The sculptures on display here in the museum are all his creations. So in other words, that sculptor was the best. Somehow I feel strong kinship to him.
Can we just delete you from the universe already?
And he was the victim in the IS-7 incident.
She knew about the IS-7 incident?
Prosecutor Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident occurred 18 years ago, and what's more, the police reported the removal of the body.
That's what's on the record, but I wonder if that really is the truth.
What are you saying?
The defense attorney in the IS-7 incident claimed that the body was never found. Not that the prosecution would ever admit to such a thing. The phone is ringing.
Hello? Really? Is something wrong, Sebastian? No, it's just they said that they know who the victim is.
And?
It's just as that prosecutor says. It's Dover.
Well, would you look at that?
No, it can't be.
It would seem my father's suspicions were correct. What is it, Judge Courtney? Have you finally realized that I'm much more helpful than Mr. Best? Hey, you! Are you trying to steal the best position for yourself? I don't need to steal anything from you, because I'm way better than you in every discernible way. I'm doing no such thing. I just want to know the truth. And for that to happen, we need to cooperate, no? The truth is none of your concern.
Objection.
My father worked on this case, you idiot. What do you mean it's none of my concern? I don't think that's true, Courtney Pie. You again? Uncle Ray assisted the defense attorney involved in the IS-7 incident, the one who claimed that Mr. Dover's body was never found. The prosecution denied it at the time, but now the body has been discovered here. In other words, the IS-7 investigation was unjust, and isn't it the duty of the PIC to investigate corrupt prosecutors? Then, wouldn't you want to cooperate with those who were involved in the case? Unless you have an ulterior motive? Now that I think about it, Judge Courtney knew about the IS-7 incident, so it would seem she really is here because of the PIC. Even if you're related to the incident, I don't see how Prosecutor Edgeworth is. Do you know? That's gotta be bait. That's gotta be like 100% hardcore bait. There's no way you don't know who the defense attorney on that case was. He's the son of the attorney in that case, and a prosecutor taught by Von Karma himself. And what's more, he was in the audience at the IS-7 trial. I'm sure there are many points he can enlighten us on. Very well, I will allow you to cooperate. However, your investigation must not hinder the other investigators. The Winter Palace is currently being investigated, but the fountain patio is open to you. That's my Courtney Pie. Now we're talking. As thanks, I will allow you to have a hug with Uncle Ray. Yeah, no, she would not like that. Overruled. If I feel your cooperation isn't needed, I will have to ask you to leave. Understood. Isn't that great, Miles? Now we can start investigating. You really helped us there. Uncle Ray did it all for himself. Alright, Uncle Ray is going to investigate too, so let me know if you figure something out. Got it. Investigation start? Right then. Or begin investigation? Okay, let's begin investigation. Okay, let's do this! We still don't know anything. Where Mr. Dover's body and the Normalium were hidden. We don't have enough information to go on. You're right. Our first priority is the Normalium. Well, Normalium is used in washing detergents, paints, and the like. If I recall, it's a red liquid with a minty aroma. Okay, good to know. Well, then, let's get looking for that Normalium. Well, since I suspect Catherine Hall of being the one who released the poison gas. Was she around here anywhere? Nope. Nope. Uncle Ray is just staring at a random trolley cart thing. Larry's painting. Is he painting a splotch on the floor? Of course he is. Okay. Well, Catherine Hall doesn't seem to be here, but I think this is her tea set. So maybe she had some mint tea here. On this service cart, Miss Hall has prepared her tea set. According to the pamphlet, the museum is also famous for its tea. Yes, it certainly had a flavorful, rich taste. It seems this tea set was also made by Mr. Dover. Oh, so the tea set was made by the victim. Let's take a closer look. Okay, well, the first thing that obviously jumps out to me is this one, because it stands far above the rest of them in terms of their design. So, this tea set was made by Isaac Dover. Fancy stuff, huh? Okay, I'd say this tea set is worth thousands of dollars. Please be careful with it. This tea set is such a treasure. Please don't look so excited. Yeah, you probably shouldn't have told the great thief that this was worth tons of money. If I recall correctly, Miss Hall was a huge fan of Mr. Dover. Teapot, Kate's favorite teapot, made by Pure Cat, aka Isaac Dover. Okay. Hey, Angie! What is it? Be careful with that teapot! Why must I be warned by him of all people? Yeah, Larry, you are the one. Oh, look who decided to show up. Larry's the one telling me to be careful with a teapot. Really? Oh, okay. That's a pot calling kettle black I've ever heard before. Madam and messieurs, would you care for some tea? Miss Hall. Katie! No, I'm fine, thanks. Katie and Edgy, you guys can have some. Well, since you asked, we might as well take a short break. Certainly. Tea time with Kate, huh? So while we're enjoying our tea, would you mind telling us why you set up the poison gas in that room? Because I guarantee you that's gonna be you. Even if you didn't kill anybody, you probably tried to.
Wow, it's so tasty! What kind of tea is this, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's Ceylon tea, known for its citrus aroma. However, Miss Hall, is this the same tea you used this morning?
Yes, that's right. Was it not to your liking?
No, it's not that. The tea we had this morning had a slightly different aroma. Oh? A different tea aroma, huh? Interesting.
How strange. It is the same Ceylon tea I served this morning. There shouldn't be anything different about it.
How suspicious. Well, what's wrong with you, Reggie? Quit nitpicking about the tea, Katie, so... Can we just move to strike the word nitpicking from the English language, please? Because, Jesus Christ, every single time anybody has ever said the word nitpicking, it's been in response to something that they know is valid, but they're just like, no, don't think about it, don't think about it. So Larry is over like, hey, you just stumbled onto something important, or perhaps something dumb that I just did. So now I'm gonna be like, don't worry about it, you're just nitpicking. What are you talking about? It's like, Larry, please shut the hell up. Larry, what are you getting so upset about? Yeah, I'm not upset. You're just being a rude jerk. Okay. I told you to call me Larice. I'm never doing that. She's not gonna talk to you anymore. Yeah, that'll last about 3 seconds. It's like arguing with a child.
Larice, I wonder what's wrong.
I'd like to ask him about that later myself. And I also need to speak with Miss Hall. I don't have any evidence that shows she is the culprit, but I dare say she is the one who set up the poison gas trap. Yep, that's what I suspect as well. Okay, so I guess we'll deal with Larry. Oh, Larry's gone. Okay, so what exactly is this stain on the ground? The smell and this color. Don't tell me this is a puddle of tea, huh? He broke a teapot, didn't he? He absolutely broke a teapot. He definitely broke one of the teapots. Yeah. Okay. Larry? Where are you?
I wonder what broke.
I think I recognize the design. I should probably show this to that man and see what he has to say. Yeah, Larry, come on and play. Hey, Larry, you want to tell us what you were doing over there with the teapot? Larry, tell me what you're hiding.
You two, stop glaring at each other like that.
I'm not glaring, Kay. I'm using my artist perspective. Edge is the one who's glaring. Then, if you know what's good for you, you will tell me what you're hiding right now. No way, dude! Didn't I say that I'm not talking to you anymore? What are you doing right now? Aren't you talking to me right now? From now on, I'm definitely not talking to you anymore. I'm not going to get anywhere. I mean, you don't need to talk. I can just show you the shard and be like, hey, you kind of broke this. Looks like I'll have to force it out of him. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Hey, Larry. You want to explain this? Larry, take a look at this. What's that? Larry, I've got a feeling that what you're hiding is related to this teapot, or the tea in this pottery shard. No! Well, if you're not going to talk to me, I can always hand this shard over to Judge Courtney. Wait, I'm trying to keep a clean image for Justy! I don't want her to see how I've dirtied it myself! I can't imagine what part of you can be considered clean. But, if you don't want her to declare you guilty, I suggest you speak truthfully now. I got it! I'll tell you! Okay, so Larry, what are you hiding? Larry, it's time you confess to what you've done. How can you be so cruel to your best friend? The same way you can be so dishonest to your best friend. Well, you can stop blaming me, I promise to tell the truth this time for sure. I just thought I'd pour Justy some tea, but my hand kind of slipped a bit, and it broke. I accidentally broke the crazy expensive teapot. Yep, that's what I suspected, because Larry, you're just such a klutz that anything you touch just falls apart instantly, because when something smells, it's usually the butts. The butt strikes again. Why am I not surprised?
Oh boy, you've really done it this time, Larice.
What should I do, Edgy? Katie will hate me. Crying to me about it won't solve anything. First, you should apologize to Miss Hall. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm using that for the thumbnail.
Is that so? My teapot was...
Katie, I'm so sorry. I don't have any more money, but I'll draw as many portraits of you as I like.
Please kindly raise your head, monsieur. It is I who should apologize. I didn't notice the broken shards. It's dangerous, so I'll tidy up the broken pieces. Allow me to take this piece from you as well.
Allow me to take this one piece of evidence that's probably going to prove me guilty. Wasn't this T-set one of Isaac Stover's works? I heard that it was very important to you.
Yes, but there's no use crying over spilled tea. Besides, I still have another one of those teapots left.
Is she not as attached to Dover's work as she used to be? Katie, you're so kind! Oh, that other teapot you were talking about, is it the one on that cart?
Yes.
Truth is, when I was trying to hide the broken shards, I looked under that cart, and I found a teapot that looked exactly the same, so Oh, okay. And suddenly another piece of the puzzle falls into place. So, now we have the proof. Now we have the proof we need, right? Okay, so, what we can deduce from this is that the, if Larry switched the teapots and we think that the tea had a different aroma previously, what do you think the odds are that the one that he switched around ended up being the one that had the normalium in it? I guarantee that's what it is. That's why the aroma's different when she switched the pots around. So now we have the proof we need, or at least we have enough logic to connect together to start to heavily suspect her as the one who set off that poison gas. She probably hid the normalium in the in one of her teapots, and then then it got switched around, which is why they seem different than they are. Okay. So,
really?
Yeah, everything's cool now. I took great care to make sure no one would break that pot. You don't brag about that when you were the one who broke it in the first place. I'm sorry.
I don't mind. Thank you for your consideration.
Archie, Katie's a really nice lady, isn't she? You should reflect on how you cause trouble for people like her. Okay, when I make it big as an artist. Oh, I'll donate paintings. In fact, I'll even welcome you as my own personal model. Yeah, I think it'd be better if you just stopped causing trouble. I hope you haven't done anything else. I haven't. I just stood around sketching beauties. Sketching beauties? If you're interested, I can let you take a peek.
I guess Mr. Edgeworth is interested in beauties.
Duh. It's not like that. I just thought it might be another one of his strange paintings that ended up being major clues in the cases.
Oh, I want to see too.
Oh, I'm glad you're so honest about it, Kay. I'll get it ready, so come check it out later. I guess I'll have him show it to me later. Okay, so you want to show me your drawing? About that sketch you mentioned just now. What? If you wanted to see my art, you should have been honest about it from the start. Oh my god, Larry. The only time I've ever wanted to look at your art is when it was going to help make or break a case, which, admittedly, has been every single time. But trust me, I haven't wanted to look at your art just for the sake of admiring its beauty or anything like that. Look, here it is. What is this? Wait. The tablecloth's different. The tablecloth's different. That's not the same tablecloth. That's. You know what it is? That's the freaking That's the cloth from the I think that might be this. What do you think the odds are that's this cloth from one of the palaces? That might be it. That might absolutely be it. Okay. So the tablecloth was switched around. Why would the tablecloth have been switched around? That part I can't explain, but they were switched around. We know at least that they were switched, so that much we can deduce. But just to be clear, the beauties are only for just Dusty and Katie. Wow, way to be mean to delicious scones there. That probably has nothing to do with that. Then why did you draw her? I didn't even read the K's line when I said that, but yeah, if that's what you think, then why did you draw her on the same page? Also, way to be rude to delicious scones, Larry. Well, I was taking a break with my still life painting when those beauties caught my eye. I guess I just drew them on the same page without thinking. Okay. So you're saying that the pictures on this page were each drawn separately? Huh? Oh yeah, I may have drawn them at different times. By the way, there's a drawing of the beautiful little Miss K on another page.
Wow, beautiful, huh? Thanks.
Larry, you drew this exactly as you saw it, correct? Well, yeah, even I can't draw when I can't see. I recreated the scene perfectly, even the delicate shades. Delicate shades, huh? I don't want to admit it, but this picture might be of help to the investigation. The contents of this sketch and the service cart in the fountain patio. It seems there is a contradiction between the two. Yes, there is. Let me expose this contradiction using my powers of deduction. Could I borrow this sketch for a while? Sure! I can even sign it for you if you like. I don't know. I think I'll pass. Okay. Now then. Let's go deduce the tablecloth contradiction. So, let's deduce. Is the spot somehow connected to any of the evidence that I hold? Yes. Yes, it is. It's connected to Larry's drawing. Larry, there's something I want to ask you about your sketch. Huh? You want to lecture on sketching from the famed Professor Larice, do you? No, I don't. No, I just need to ask you something. The tablecloth in your sketch, are you sure it was light blue? Yeah, my eyes never fail me. But the one on the service cart here is white, isn't it? Dude! You're always so busy thinking with just your head that you miss the obvious. What's with that look on your face? When I drew that painting, I was using the cart with the tea set on it, remember? Because I was tidying up the broken pottery shards. That's not something to be proud of. And right then, Kitty came out of the Winter Palace. I had to hurry and hide the broken teapot so that she wouldn't notice it. Did you just say Miss Hall came out of the Winter Palace? That's right, but this time she was pushing another service cart, and the tablecloth was light blue, just like how I drew it. Well, now we definitely have the ability to connect logic together. What did she do with the service cart? Beats me! She went into the summer palace with it. So I don't know. And when she came out, she was pushing the lift trolley. The lift trolley? When I called out to her, she was so surprised that she just left it there. She's so cute when she's shy. A second service cart. And a lift trolley. Maybe there were 2 tea sets along with 2 service carts. We'll have to verify it with Miss Hall. Okay, so I think now we can finally start connecting some logic together, because now that we know that she went into the Winter Palace. Okay, so, first things first. The reason why these tea sets have different aromas is because they were switched around by Larry. So that's a nice easy one. Maybe the reason why the Ceylon tea smelled differently was because the pots had been switched. Really? The taste of the tea itself did not actually change after all. Let's go ask Miss Hall about it in more detail. Miss Hall, was the reason why the Ceylon tea smelled differently because the pots were switched? Yes, that's certainly possible. It had a fresh minty aroma, not unlike that of the Yuva tea. Ah, I remember now. I prepared some mint tea yesterday. I'm sure that the aroma just happened to remain in the teapot. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and press X to doubt on that one there, buddy. Is that really all there is to it? No, there is not. A minty aroma was emanating from the pot Larry had replaced. Miss Hall said the aroma was left over from the mint tea she prepared yesterday. Indeed. She seemed less surprised to find out that Larry broke the teapot. And more surprised by the fact that the pots had been switched. That's right! Normally, it would have been the reverse. A broken teapot is much more shocking. She was probably trying to hide this teapot. Hide the pot? One of the characteristics of normalium is a minty aroma. There was a possibility that she was hiding normalium inside this teapot. What? Inside the pot? It's only a possibility for now, but it's one worth investigating. Mr. DeBest, I assume you haven't found the normalium yet. Huh? I've had the entire art museum searched, but I haven't received any reports yet. And what about you? Don't you have any ideas? Only one. I knew it. Nobody but me would be able to find it. Oh my god. Wait, what? You have an idea where it is? Indeed. Then tell me. It may have been in this teapot that Miss Hall had used. Oh? This teapot's pretty nice. It would make the perfect present for the best prosecutor. It's not a present. It's an important piece of evidence. Oh, it's just evidence. Then I guess I'll have forensics take a look at it. Yeah, I guess you'll have forensics investigate a crucial piece of evidence. Monsieur Edgeworth, is there something wrong with the teapot I used? This teapot has a minty aroma to it. It's the same aroma as one of the 2 chemicals used to create the poison gas.
Monsieur Edgeworth, surely you don't mean... You suspect me of having set off the poison gas?
I do. Setting up the poison gas trap in the Autumn Palace would have required some preparation. As the curator of this museum, you're the only one who could have prepared it in advance.
I wonder about that. Preparations for the opening of the museum took about a week. I've received help from both outsiders and Madame Delicia. I think there are people besides me who are also suspicious.
Of course, Delicia is also under scrutiny.
Furthermore, I don't even know how to create something like poison gas. Even if you found normality in my teapot, there's no way I could have prepared the poison gas. Well, then, I look forward to hearing the analysis results of the teapot.
The excuse is that she doesn't know how to prepare the poison gas. I must find a way to shatter that excuse. Okay, well, I don't really have any evidence, so I guess I can just try, let's see if we can talk to her again, and maybe get some more information out of her to try to get her to slip up. Miss Hall, where have you been until now?
I was showing the remaining guests out and handing out complimentary gifts as an apology. Did you require my services?
Yes, there are a few things I want to ask you about, if my suspicions are correct. She's the one who set up the poison gas trap. Is it true you keep 2 service cards on the premises?
Yes. Is there something wrong?
Earlier, I was looking at one of the sketches from that so-called artist, and I noticed that he had drawn the card's tablecloth light blue.
Light blue? Are you sure you weren't mistaken, Monsieur? I only ever use tablecloths that are pure white. That's true. The tablecloth here doesn't even have a single spot on it. Yes, that's because I always change them immediately whenever they get dirty.
Did Larry really get the color wrong? I seriously doubt it. What were you doing with the sketch when the sketch was drawn?
At that time, I was just doing my job as usual.
Then could you tell me exactly what that work entails? What were you doing when you were drawing the sketch? For the looks of the drawing, it doesn't seem like you were transporting the tea set.
This is when I was delivering chocolates to all the people of the investigation. Ah, how nice! Chocolates! I wish I could have got some too! There are still a few left, so please eat these. I made them myself, though it's possible they might not suit your taste. Woohoo! Thank you so much!
Thank you. Perhaps it's because she had them in her pocket, but it looks like they've melted a bit. Okay. So that's definitely gonna be important.
Ah, the sweet goodiness! I'm happy to hear you say that.
These chocolates are a little misshapen, but I'm glad to get some sugar in my system. Although, they're a little too sweet for my taste. How exactly did you prepare the melted sculptures from 18 years ago?
My, so you know about what happened 18 years ago? It's because 18 years ago I photographed Monsieur Dover's sculptures. Using the photos as a base, I managed to create replicas.
Replicas?
The Zodiac sculptures had been an unfinished work, so I wanted to complete it somehow. Because I am the one who accidentally melted Monsieur Dover's sculptures.
And could you tell me why the Autumn Palace resembles the Winter Palace so much?
Well, my apologies. Did they really look so alike? I think I may have gotten some of the decorations mixed up.
She's obviously lying. But I haven't gathered any evidence to prove that yet. Okay, so we can't do much. So we can't do anything yet? Okay, fine. What else is there even left to examine? You're still standing on the top of the fountain like a freaking idiot. So what exactly are you doing on the fountain? It appears the body has already been recovered by the police.
Why was the body of the victim from 18 years ago found floating in the fountain? I mean, wouldn't the body have gone on goopy after 18 years? That's what I said.
I don't know if I would call it goopy. It certainly would have required a special method to preserve that body.
Yeah, I wonder if such a method even exists. Hey, Mr. Forensic Guy, any new information?
Yes. Normalium and Vitalium have been detected in the fountain water.
Oh? That's interesting.
They must have flowed through the stream from the outer palace to the fountain.
Aside from the chemicals, we also found high levels of sugar.
Sure. Okay, that's strange. Sugar in the fountain water. What could have caused that? This is Edgeworth. Gumshoe! It's Gumshoe, sir! Did something happen? Actually, right now all the investigators but me have left the Winter Palace. So I can finally tell you what we found. It's not good for a detective to be leaking out information about the investigation, but his resourcefulness has saved me many times these past few days. All the skeletons in the Winter Palace have melted. There's still some liquid left in the cases, but there's less in the Gemini case than the Taurus case.
There's still liquid in the glass cases?
Yes, sir. We just investigated the light blue liquid a moment ago. We only detected sugar in the Taurus case, but for some reason, in the Gemini case, we detected 3 different substances.
3 substances?
They consisted of sugar, salt, and blood.
Blood? Blood and salt were detected in the Gemini case.
I wonder whose blood it could have been. I've asked for forensics to look into it, sir.
Right. I'll leave it to you, detective.
That reminds me. Excuse me. The forensics investigating the fountain patio contacted me. It seems the sugar found in the fountain matches that found in the light blue liquid.
Oh? That sounds like valuable information.
Wow, that was a lot of information that just got dumped on us at once.
Is that all the new information you have for me?
Now that you mention it, we found a rainbow light device in there too.
The device was used to disguise the Autumn Palace. It seems the device that was used in the I-7 incident is also connected to this one. I should listen to what Detective Alicia has to say about that.
I have to go back to investigating now, sir. When we get the results of the blood test, I'll let you know right away.
Yes, thank you, Detective.
I really missed Gumshoe. That's one of the things that I was looking forward to about this game, was being able to have the same dynamic between Edgeworth and Gumshoe again. But you know what else I was missing? You know what else I was looking forward to about this game? I was looking forward to being able to get another dynamic between Edgeworth and Francisca, because one of my favorite parts from the first Investigations game was in Turnabout Reminiscence, when it was Edgeworth and Francisca working together to bounce ideas off each other and discover the truth. That was one of my favorite parts of the entire game. I was really hoping we were going to get more Edgeworth and Francisca teamwork, but she has not shown up in this game at all yet, which is kind of disappointing. I was really hoping that she was gonna come back for the sequel, and it seems strange that she wouldn't.
Well, thanks to him, we now have an important piece of information. In order to break up Miss Hall's alibi, I'll need to talk to everyone involved in the I-7 incident.
Oh, that's gonna be fun. Okay, so first things first, let's talk to Delicia, since that's the one that Edgeworth said he wanted to speak to.
Delicia, would you be willing to aid in the investigation?
Yes, of course. Anything for Miley and
Kayfae. Miley and Kayfae.
I'll listen to whatever you have to say.
I was wondering if you could stop calling me Miley.
And stop calling me Kayfae. That's out of the question. I can't just change a name I've already decided on. Even if we ask her, she won't listen to what we have to say at all.
Do you know anything about the decorations that are used in this museum? Specifically, the fluorescent cloths and a special device called a rainbow light device.
Yes, of course I do. Because they are presents that I gave to Katie. As an apology for breaking the rules 18 years ago, I gave her 4 new rock salt lamps in the 4 fluorescent cloths I used in the contest. Wow, that sounds nice. Fluorescent cloths and rock salt lamps. Seems like only us girls can understand how wonderful they are.
That's a cool thing to say, Miss Delicious. I like them too, you know.
That was back when Ray Ray was still a cute little boy. But back when Mr. Shields was a cute little boy. I can't even imagine it.
Are they the same decorations you saw 18 years ago? Probably. The rock salt lamp, the cloth, and the rainbow light device. They all seem the same. 4 fluorescent cloths were used in the Autumn Palace. But I have the feeling I saw one more of the same cloth.
It's true. Look, I got the proof right here in my bag.
What is she searching for?
Not this. Not this either.
I remember seeing cloth like that recently. Let's shoot Alicia and have her confirm my suspicions.
Okay, so, would this be the cloth in question?
Wasn't there a dirty rag in your bag that looked similar to this?
I'm not going to give any information to someone who calls it a dirty rag.
Then, would it be better if I called it a washcloth?
Wrong again. It's a fluorescent cloth. Oopsie, that was supposed to be a secret.
Please tell me all you know about this fluorescent cloth. I'd like to ask you something, since you're a pharmacist. Exactly how would one gain the knowledge required to set off poison gas?
Oh, that's basic knowledge for any pharmacist acquainted with Megatoxin X. It even says on the warning label, danger, do not mix with normalium.
Then, is there another way for someone who isn't a pharmacist to obtain that information?
Well, it might be possible if they've seen the Angel's recipe.
The what? The what?
The recipe book that was the grand prize of the contest 18 years ago?
You gave out a grand prize that contained the recipe to prepare Megatoxin X? Okay. Prediction. The reason now I know the reason why she was staying close all these years. So she was staying close to Mr. Master so that she would gain enough trust to take over the museum. So that, and I'm guessing if she had control of the museum, she would also be able to access the Krabby Patty secret formula, so that she would be able to get the recipe for Megatoxin X, and then she'd be able to set up the poison gas to try to kill Gustavia in vengeance for ruining Master's life. Now we have the proof we need. I mean, we don't have any logic to connect that to, but I guarantee that's where we're headed. Does this mean that you've also seen the contents of the Angel's recipe?
Yes, that's a given, of course. The pharmaceutical company I worked for is the Master Group. It's the company that makes the Cold Killer X medicine.
Cold Killer X? The cold medicine that promises to kill colds good.
After Jiffy got declared guilty, the company took back the recipe book. However, only a small group of elite pharmacists have been allowed to see it, though.
So this woman is also a part of that small group of elite pharmacists. Please tell me the reason why you hid this cloth.
Oh, I guess I have no choice, since the cat's out of the bag. I found this cloth floating in the fountain, and right after that, I was called to the Autumn Palace.
So that's the moment Larry captured in his so-called sketch of beauties.
At first, I thought one of the fluorescent cloths I'd given Katie had washed away.
But didn't you only give 4 fluorescent cloths as a present to this museum?
There were 4 fluorescent cloths covering the sculptures in the Autumn Palace, right? So that's when I realized that this was the cloth that went missing 18 years ago. The poison gas broke out because someone had stolen my Megatoxin X. So I thought the fluorescent cloth had also been used for the crime. I was afraid I'd be suspected, so I didn't say anything about it to anyone.
I see.
I sure feel a lot better after talking about it. Stress isn't good for your figure, after all.
18 years ago, the cloth that was wrapped around the body went missing. Who would have thought it would turn up in the fountain along with the body? Okay, so we still don't really have what we need. I'm looking for something like. I doubt Kay would admit, or sorry, not Kay. I doubt that Catherine or Kate or whatever would admit to being after the recipe book. So maybe does Ray know anything about her that I can find out?
Miles, how's the investigation going?
Well, little by little, I'm beginning to see the entire truth behind this case.
Oh, that's good to hear. Uncle Ray had better not fall behind either.
Yeah, we get to listen to this awesome music while talking to him. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. This case seems to have a lot in common with the case 18 years ago.
I agree. The melted ice in the Winter Palace and the body of the victim from 18 years ago.
I wonder why nobody ever noticed the body was missing after all this time.
The only family Mr. Dover had was a young son, his son, and Mr. Gustavia's son, who attended the same elementary school. After the case, they both went missing.
What? And they haven't been found yet?
I haven't heard any news about Mr. Gustavia's son being found.
Have you checked with Zero for the Nonarians? I hear that they have a habit of being connected to people disappearing.
As for Mr. Dover's son, he was found that his inheritance was delivered to him, and because of that, Mr. Dover never had a proper funeral. That way they were able to make it look like the body had been in police custody. The autopsy report had also been forged, so nobody but the defense had ever found out.
On comma, he would go that far. Yes, he would. Oh, here it comes. Best part of the song. Mr. Shields, could you tell me what kind of person Mr. Hall is?
Miles, don't tell me. You're also interested in Katie?
What? No.
Well, all joking aside, all Uncle Ray can say is, the Kate I know is a truly admirable woman. For 18 years, she has always wanted to remain here and wait for Master's return. However, she was driven out of the mansion by Master's relatives.
What? She was driven out of the mansion?
That's because Kate isn't related by blood to Mr. Master, with no family and her job taken from her. She could only live on with the song and dance that Mr. Master had taught her. Well, she's now retired as a world-famous actress, though.
Why did she retire?
Because she had already saved up enough money to buy this mansion. It seems she even got back the Angel's recipe.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. Well, Kate, it appears that we now have the proof we need to firmly cast suspicion upon you. And just in time with that realization, here comes the best part of the music.
She probably just wanted to take back everything that she lost.
It seems that Mr. Shields sympathizes with Miss Hall. But you could also say that her actions have taken away everything that Mr. Master had. Alright, here we go. Let's connect what Kate did with what's contained inside this book. The method used to set off the poison gas is explained in the Angel's recipe, and the current owner of the Angel's recipe is Miss Hall.
Ah! So that means...
Indeed, it means that it is possible she knew how to set off the poison gas. With this, we can expose her lies for what they are. Alright, so... Kate, what do you have to say for yourself now? Wait, we don't have anything, We can't really rub this in her face, can we? We don't have anything, we can't present logic to her. Huh. Okay. So, what can we do now? I guess... That's not quite how I thought this was gonna go. Maybe there's a clue on the trolley card, and if we find it, Kate will run over like, wait, no, stop, you're gonna find the clue! This lift trolley has just been left here.
I wonder if it was used recently to carry something heavy.
The surface of the platform appears to be wet.
I remember seeing this lift trolley someplace before. You mean during the I-7 incident? That's right, I remember now. It was in Dover's room. If I remember correctly, it was used to transport the icy sculptures. The lift trolley is a feature that allows you to adjust the height and angle of the platform. With just one of these, a single person can move the sculptures all by themselves.
Well, that's gonna be helpful. Okay, so...
Wow, how convenient! I want one too!
Why is there a lift trolley here? I guess that's something we need to think about. Yes, it could be related to the case. Investigation complete! Now, all that's left is to wait for the results of the teapot. Oh, oh, wow. That's quite the abrupt end. Alright. We're approaching the truth. We're getting there. We're almost to the truth. I can feel it. Alright, that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Catch you all tomorrow for some more Ace Investigations 2. Goodbye.